so the tip-off, it's Miami. Now Golden State's starting five. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and it's Curry in at the one spot. There's a good screen. The drive by Wade. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
You know, one thing you have to give Coach Erik Spoelstra credit for is he's not wedded to just one approach. I like his ability to be flexible. You remember after the 2011 finals, for example, he really went back to the drawing board and changed Miami's offense to their small ball approach, but also wanted to get LeBron inside more. The result has been a couple of championship rings.
And that one's good by Bosh.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Now here's Curry. On the wing, Iguodala. Here's Lee. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Back to Chalmers. Thompson against Wade. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty. None of the defenders wanted anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
You talk about Coach Spoelstra staying open to new ideas. He spent time in the summer studying football coaches and their techniques.
Yeah, kind of an interdisciplinary interest in greatness. And, you know, that's what goes into building a champion. Spoelstra, very intense and focused, always trying to find an edge, even if he has to kind of step outside the box a little bit.
Here's Thompson following the basket by Chris Bosh. Iguodala outside. He dishes it to Thompson. Clock at 6. Shot from 16. The shot misses. The Heat go the other way with it. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I was able to speak with Erik Spoelstra for a moment. He told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And here's Thompson following Chris Bosh's three. Iguodala kicks to Curry. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. 6 points for Steph Curry.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Now here's Chalmers. And here's Bosh for three. The shot is off. Nice D from Bogut.
Not the best shot. Long range and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
Now here's Iguodala. And here is Curry. 6 points for him. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Here's the three. And another three for Golden State.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
The Heat trail by 5. Wade with it. Passes it to Chalmers. Chalmers with the screen for Wade. On the wing, Dang. From outside the arc. Thompson with the rebound. Warriors leading by 5. Lee sets a screen for Curry. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
Miami's on 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
Luol Deng is the definition of the game. He averaged over 38 minutes a game over the last 5 seasons with the Bulls. Played with a fractured thumb, torn ligaments in his wrist. He always goes all out at both ends every time he's on the court.
Excellent use of the screen that time.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Chalmers passes to Wade. Chalmers with the screen on Thompson. Wade against Thompson. It's stolen by Bogut. Now Thompson. Lee sets a screen for Thompson. Pass to Lee. Bogut back up on top. Unloads from 13. And Lee with the basket on the assist by Bogut. 6 points for David Lee.
And when you talk about the physical toll for Deng playing those long minutes, tremendous discipline and dedication to keep his body ready to go. You know, his hard work and leadership has to be missed by the Bulls on and off the court.
Nailed from three-point land.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Now the feed to Lee. Dishes it to Iguodala. Clock at 6. And there's the pass to Thompson. With the shot. It's hauled in by the Heat. And for Deng, back in the 2013 playoffs, he tried to practice through complications from a spinal tap. You don't hear that very often. That was a life-threatening condition.
And Kevin, he was unhappy with his care during that incident and said nobody from the Bulls checked up on him at the hospital. So I think that cast a real cloud over their ensuing contract negotiations.
Golden State's gone a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. A lot of their points coming by way of the 3 in the first quarter. Curry dishes to Thompson. Back to Curry. Golden State moving it around. Clock at 6. The 17-footer. No luck. And it's Miami the other way.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
Here is McRoberts. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Shoots from the right block. And another basket for Miami.
And I really like the set they ran there.
The Warriors have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. And Thompson kicks to Curry. That's good. Curry's got 8.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Chalmers passed to Wade. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Wade's got the game tied up here for the Heat. The Warriors have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. There's the dish to Thompson. Here's Curry. 8 points for him. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And it's Golden State with another.
Lee with a solid pick that time.
Miami's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Chalmers with a screen on Thompson. Feeds to Deng. Back to Wade. He kicks it to Chalmers. Wade sets the pick for Chalmers. Here's McRoberts. And again, Miami with the triple.
Wow, he's got such a sweet three-point stroke. The way he can shoot it, forcing opposing bigs out on the perimeter, can really open up the lane. You could point to a number of reasons why the Heat were so dominant at home last year, but one that stuck out to me, guys, was just how efficient they were offensively.
Miami trailing. Chalmers dishes to Wade. Chalmers with a screen on Thompson. Wade outside. 6 on the shot clock. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Golden State's got a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. A lot of their points coming by way of the 3 in the first quarter. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Back to Curry. There's the 3. And another 3 for Golden State.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement, great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Well, Steve, for a long time last year, the Warriors really didn't have a true backup point guard. You know, they started the year with Tony Douglas, but eventually traded him as the season went on. And I think part of that and I'd love to hear what you have to say, is because they thought that Dre could run the second unit.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was some of the thinking there. And they did bring in some new guys, but that's one of the luxuries of having Iguodala on your team. He plays multiple positions. I think you can use him as a backup point in some cases, but his big weapon is defensively locking people up and then running the floor, where he is a devastating force.
Livingston, no luck.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Wade kicks to Cole. The drive by Wade. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And with Iguodala, even with the first unit, he could handle playmaking duties a fair amount, which helped Curry do what he could do. They really did complement each other in that manner.
Well, there are few wingmen who can handle the ball and make plays like Iguodala can. And even though his assist numbers weren't as high last year as they have been in the past, he showed he can efficiently act as a point guard for long stretches of time.
You can list off a lot of accolades for Dwayne Wade. The one thing that might get overlooked is just how good he is at throwing the alley-oop pass.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be a surprise since he's so skilled at so many other facets of the game, but he might go down as one of the better alley-oop throwers of all time. Andre Miller's in that category, too.
Yes, 2 very, very good examples.
With Wade, you look at a lot of the year-end highlights for any season in the past few years, and a lot of them are just him throwing down those majestic-looking alley-oops.
Here is Livingston. Pass to Rush. Takes the 3. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Rush has got his first 3 points of the game.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And one final thing about Wade's alley-oop passes. He can throw them accurately from almost anywhere. I recall one he threw from almost almost the foul line at the other end to LeBron James in a game against the Pacers. As soon as he gets it even near his own half-court line, he's a threat to catch somebody sleeping.
Here's Henderson. And the layup's good off the glass.
That rebound and the foul kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
.135 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Spates, and it's blocked by Anderson. Now here's Dang. Wade outside. It's stolen by Green. Here is Livingston. He feeds it to Rush from 11 feet away, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Wade passes to Cole. Wade outside. Granger dishes to Cole. Back to Granger. Shot, no good. Great tee that time from Green. Warriors leading by 3. Green with a screen on Wade. Here's Rush. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, and you'll take what you can from him from the foul line. A season ago, he shot in that low 60% range.
And with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
The first free throw is good. A different look for Miami. Haslam comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Napier in for Dwayne Wade. And he can't hit the second.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, but making it a 2-possession game was the key, and he got that done.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Warriors leading by 4. Livingston kicks to Rush. He dishes it to Barnes. Lays it up and banks it in.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Warriors lead by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Guys, they're really passing the ball well here in the first half.
Well, another thing that's immediately gone right for them is their three-point shooting.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 6-point lead. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. Livingston is out there with Rush. And it's Spates in at the 5 down low. And it's good. Green's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Warriors.
Good work to tack some more points onto this lead.
Those are the kind of possessions they can build on and begin to pull away here.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, as you know, Dwayne Wade has one of the best pump fakes in the NBA, and he'll tell you he picked it up from Sam Cassell. Of course, you remember Sam was playing in Milwaukee when Wade was at Marquette in the same town. Wade knows how hard it is to deal with pump fakes. I bite too, not as much, but guys get me. I get mad every time because I'm like, that's my move. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris. Here's Livingston, again, Golden State.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Here's Napier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Aslam, the pass to Napier. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up the baseline. That's good.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Timeout called the Warriors. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Different look here for the Warriors. Lee's checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Sean Livingston. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Lee dishes to Curry. They double team Curry. Green kicks to Lee. Outside for Curry. No good with the triple.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yep, I thought so too, Clark.
You know, Golden State historically has always been a dangerous offensive team, but it's really their defensive improvement that triggered their elevation into the upper echelon of the NBA now.
6 to shoot. The drive by Granger. That's good. Granger's got his first 2 points.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Warriors leading by 6. Thompson outside. Kicks it to Green. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh. And the defensive improvement for Golden State has kind of been piece by piece. They've had the right strategy and motivation, certainly, from the coaching staff. And obviously, Steve, a healthy Andrew Bogut has helped.
Yeah, I'm just impressed with what they've done the last couple of years in terms of their attitude, their personnel, the mindset to become more defensive-minded, and a much better rebounding club as well.
And the first one at the line is good.
Draymond Green was the 35th pick back in 2012, and he's made an impact thus far with his defense, rebounding, and great IQ for the game. And I like his competitive spirit, too. He helps you win in a lot of ways.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Josh McRoberts comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Chalmers in for Norris Cole. And both free throws good for Green.
And Green more of an offensive player at Michigan State. I think he's still adjusting to the added distance on the NBA three-point arc, but shot it really well in the playoffs last year, so just getting better and better every year.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. The Warriors making a switch here. Bogut's checked in.
Substitution for the Warriors.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Bogut against Bosh. Shot clock at 5. McRoberts, the pass to Bosh.
Warriors foul call. Andrew Bogut. That's his first personal foul.
The Heat shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Well, you take a look back to last year, guys. This is a club that converted about 76% of its free throws.
First one falls for him.
It's been a solid outing for Bosh. He has 8 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
The Heat making a switch here. Deng's checked in. And so Bosh nails both of them. Warriors leading by 6. It's Curry with the drive. Stolen by Bosh. Chalmers against Curry. Curry with the steal. Iguodala outside. Curry's shot is off.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Passes it to Deng. 6 to shoot. The Heat need to get a shot off. Here's Napier. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
Curry dishes to Iguodala. On the wing, Thompson. Bogut kicks to Curry. And the 3 ball is good. Curry's got 14 points.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Napier passes to Chalmers. The feed to McRoberts. Back to Chalmers. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Iguodala against Deng. Here's McRoberts. Good D by Lee.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
Shot's good. 16 points for Steph Curry.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Well, Andrew Bogut possesses really great size and above-average athleticism, but I really think it's his basketball IQ that sets him apart. He's got outstanding instincts, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
And the Heat making a change here. Wade's checked in. And so here is Miami. 11-point game. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Wade's got 12 in the game. You talk about Bogut's IQ of the game. Steve, a great passer offensive.
He is. He's one of those guys who has a good feel for the game. He sets good screens. He understands angles. He's got a lot of veteran tricks about him. You know, things that maybe the referees don't catch. So a guy who can really help your team win.
Wade kicks to McRoberts. Wade outside. Chalmers with the screen for Wade. Pass to McRoberts. The 3. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got 3 assists now in this one.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
outside Curry. Lee against Bosch. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Looking at David Lee, you know, guys, the one thing that really stands out about him, and there's a lot, but a very well-rounded offensive game.
Well, he's so mobile. He's an ambidextrous finisher around the rim. He can step out and hit that mid-range jumper. You know, the ability to use both hands kind of reminds me of you, Kevin, how you sometimes hold the mic in your left hand, sometimes with the right.
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, one thing about Steve, he is observant. You know that. He doesn't miss much.
And so David Lee nails them both.
And David Lee is great playing off the ball in the pick and roll. He really is one of the very best at that particular skill. He can put it on the deck, handles it in many ways like a guard in 6-7 dribble situations. And with his passing, he can punish the defense for trying to help and double team him.
Iguodala kicks to Bogut. The turnaround, and he gets the bucket. Bogut's got his first points of the game.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball, really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
Here's Wade. Another miss by Wade.
And you talk about Lee's versatility. He can score with his back to the basket or facing up. A real triple threat from the high post.
Curry kicks to Lee. Thompson sets the pick for Lee. Miami grabs the miss. Bosch has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here is Chalmers. Bosch a screen on Curry. Chalmers dishes to Dang. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Chalmers has got 3 assists in the game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, Steve Kerr taking over as head coach of the Warriors, a 5-time NBA champion. His focus is on creating sustained success. He said, we've got a chance to be really good for the next decade. Let's just take a swing every year and be consistent with our efforts, and we'll have our chances. And we get to watch him, Kevin.
Looking to build something that'll last. Thank you, Doris. Timeout called the Heat.
Well, David Lee, a 2-time All-Star. Over the past 5 seasons, he's averaged about 19 points and over 10 boards a game. Impressive numbers.
The Heat trail by 10. Wade outside. Bosch a screen on Thompson. Dang with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. It's stolen by Bogut. Dishes it to Curry. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Thompson's got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
And Chalmers kicks to Wade. And it's Dang in the corner. And the Heat, another 3. Here's Curry. 16 points for him. The pass to Iguodala. Bogut sets a screen for Iguodala. Thompson inside the line, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
He's found a rhythm here in this second quarter, guys. He looks good.
Curry against Chalmers. Now the dish to McRoberts. Feeds to Dang. He kicks it to McRoberts. 4 on the shot clock. No luck. Good D by Lee. Warriors leading by 11. A drive by Iguodala. Curry wide open. And the 3 off target.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Bosch passes to Chalmers. Back to Bosch. Chalmers dishes to Wade. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. 14 points for Dwayne Wade.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
You know, one reason they're on top right now is that they haven't done a whole lot of what just happened there. Only a couple times have they given the ball away.
Anderson, he's checked in for Miami. Coles comes in for Mario Chalmers. Wade outside. Wade left side. They swipe it. Here is Livingston. He's covered by Dang. Livingston kicks to Green. Spates sets a screen. Green passes to Rush. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Rush has got 8 points.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Cole dishes to Dang. Wade outside. Anderson a screen on Spates. Over in the corner, Cole gets the jumper from the corner to fall.
They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
I'd actually like to see them go back outside, Clark, because they had a good flow, a good pace here early on.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Pass to Dang. Wade outside. Dang with the screen for Wade. There's the triple. And again, Miami with the triple.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here is Livingston. He feeds it to Rush. Chris Anderson pulls it in. Anderson's got his 6th rebound on the night. And it's Green with the jam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And Cole kicks to Wade. He dishes it to Anderson. Oh, that's blocked. Now here's Barnes. He's tightly guarded. Rush's shot is off.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Cole the pass to Dang. Here's Wade. Softly drops in the floater. Wade's got 6 in the quarter.
How about that cloth soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
And so we conclude the first half. Warriors ahead. They lead by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, well, Coach, with this type of ball game, what needs to happen in order for you to pull out a win tonight?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times, okay, whether it's a missed call or whether it's missed shots. This is a passionate game, and we got to stay the course.
Coach, thank you so much. Guys, handling both adversity and prosperity, so crucial.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. The second half just about to get going here. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And tell you what, he was smart with his shot making, too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
Warriors leading by 8. Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. Kang and McRoberts holding down the forward spots. And it's Bosch in at center. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
Miami's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable.
Not so long ago, this Golden State Warriors franchise was in disarray, and boy, what a reversal it's been over the last few seasons. Excellent chemistry. It seems they have a real culture that players want to be a part of.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today, beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
Here's Curry. Lee trying to get open. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. The Heat trail by 8. And for the Warriors, that chemistry and culture of hard work really starts in the summers. You know, Steve, almost all the players coming in early to work together.
Well, that's how you get better. I mean, you really improve in the summer in this league with the work you put in. And, you know, a lot of the Warriors players stick around the Bay Area and work every day. That's the kind of commitment it takes. Josh McRoberts, a pretty unique player, 6'10" power forward who's an outstanding passer and quality shooter from range. But he's not without weaknesses. He could be a better rebounder and maybe a better defender for a player with his size and athleticism.
And McRoberts' rebounding rate has declined every season in the NBA, and that's 6 straight seasons. To a rate last season that's unacceptable for a guy of his size. I mean, he's got to find a way to make a bigger impact on the glass.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. And McRoberts, a starter in his time in Charlotte. His shooting provided spacing for locker room presence Big Al Jefferson to operate inside. Signed by the Miami Heat this offseason, Clark, just before LeBron's decision.
And Kevin, his game certainly would have been a compliment to LeBron's, but any team can use a big man who can pass and shoot. And with his athleticism, he still has some upside.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's really hard to find a more pure, accurate shooting stroke than Klay Thompson's. I mean, every season over 40% from distance, but he's working to diversify his offensive game. You know, he's posting up and using his ball handling skills to get inside some.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's McRoberts, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. McRoberts has got 12 points in the game. And Thompson worked hard on his explosiveness and finishing. He predicted, Steve, a poster dunk last season and delivered against Kyle Singler. Remember that at the Pistons?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, he's been trying to go inside more. And last year, he thought, you know, he'd have to work at it to get the goal.
Get it! Watch out now! Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
Thompson, a screen on Chalmers. Curry against Chalmers. Curry dishes to Thompson. And a miss there on the triple.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
And Chalmers kicks to McRoberts. Here's Dang. And again, Miami with the triple.
Things are really tightening up now, guys. Their offense has become unstoppable.
Not sure where it was before, but better late than never.
Curry kicks to Lee. Curry with it. 18 points for him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And it's sent back by Bosch. And he gets it back. And that one's good.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time.
Back to Chalmers. This one for three. And the Heat, another three.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Chris Bosh, in some ways, has been the overlooked, underrated member of the Big Three in Miami, but extremely valuable. A nice complementary scorer and understated defensively. But with LeBron gone now, he becomes more of a focal point offensively.
Dang against Curry. Kicks it to Thompson. Passes it to Lee. Hits the jump hook. Lee's got 16. And Chris Bosh posted up a lot more, it seemed, to Clark in Toronto and Miami. It become primarily a face-up threat.
And I think that's where he's most comfortable, Kevin. More of a slender build. He takes advantage of his quickness more than his strength, so facing up is really where he's been most effective.
Warriors leading by 3. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. If what he talked about is a true indication, the pick and roll is going to be their go-to play from now on. He sees that as being their best option offensively. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thank you, Doris. Timeout called the Heat.
Boy, it was really good to see Andrew Bogut healthy last season, and he reminded everybody, when he's right, he's a live, active body, a significant presence defensively. He's able to play above the rim, and he even showed he could finish alley-oops with regularity.
The Heat trail by 5. Chalmers passes to Wade. Chalmers against Curry. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Back to Chalmers. There's the feed to Wade. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And Bogut signed to a 3-year, $36 million extension by the Warriors. Steve, you're going to see that firsthand going into last season.
Yeah, I mean, great defensive centers command a premium. So, I mean, to me, that's a good contract. Bogut has changed this Warrior club from a defensive and rebounding and attitude standpoint. Been a big part of this club the last couple of years.
And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
Now Chalmers. He's got 5. Granger dishes to Chalmers. Miami no good on that time either. Warriors leading by 7. Curry passes to Lee. The Heat came into last season looking to three-peat. Anything less would have been a disappointment.
Yeah, well, you could see that they were focusing on the playoffs last year. The Bobcats didn't really stand a chance against them in round 1. It was easy pickings for the Heat.
Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Warriors?
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
He hits both from the stripe.
Well, how about David Lee in this one? He has 18 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
Man, that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
And Chalmers kicks to Granger. Back to Chalmers to end the run. And the rebound goes to David Lee. Lee's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Well, they get back to the Heat last year. A lot of teams in the conference didn't really look to be in the same ballpark as Miami in terms of playoff hunger. Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Bosh sets the pick for Wade. And it's Dang in the corner. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Wade's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
You know, the Heat did breeze through to the finals, but the three-peat just was not in the cards after they fell to the Spurs. Terrific run nonetheless. 4 consecutive NBA Finals 2 championships. And quite honestly, who knows how things could have gone if the air conditioning didn't fail or any other twist in that epic series. That air conditioning went down in game 1, folks, if you didn't recall that. But it wasn't anything about air conditioning. The Spurs were super hot and well-oiled and highly motivated. They wanted that trophy.
Bosh, a screen on Thompson. It's Bosh with the drive. Soft touch off the glass. Bosh has got 13.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Bogut in the corner. Pass to Thompson. All alone. Jump shot is good. Thompson's got 7 now in this quarter.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Wade a screen on Curry. Chalmers dishes to Bosh. Granger outside. Now the pass to Dent. Here's Bosh. And that one off the back of the rim and in. 15 points in the game.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Thompson for 3. And it's Thompson again missing.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Dang gets a wide open look. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. And now it's just a 4-point Warrior lead. Lee a screen on Wade, and Thompson kicks to Iguodala. He's looking for Bogut and finds him. Back to Iguodala. Thompson against Wade. Shoots from 14. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Dishes it to Chalmers. Bosh heads the pick for Chalmers. Feeds it to Granger. Lets it go with a 3. And the Heat, another 3.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
And Curry, here we go. 14 feet away. And it's Lee, that time on the assist by Curry. 22 points for David Lee.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Bosh passes to Wade. Granger against Lee. The dish to Wade. Granger a screen on Thompson. Pass to Chalmers. Takes a shot at the elbow. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Danny Granger.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Curry a screen on Wade. Thompson dishes to Curry. Easy layup after coming off the pick. Curry's got 22 points.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Wade kicks to Bosh from the baseline. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's now 17 points for Chris Bosh. Lee sets a screen for Curry. It's Lee, top of the key. In low to Bogut. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over
Well, I just, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Thompson right side. Bogut trying to get open. And another basket for Golden State.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Curry against Chalmers. And it's good. Chalmers has got 5 points now this quarter.
This game has taken on a new feel since halftime.
For sure, the energy level on both sides has gone way up after the break.
Well, Mario Chalmers coming into last season made a bet with Ray Allen about how much each could slim down and get in peak shape. Seemed to pay dividends for Chalmers in particular, who had probably the best season of his NBA career.
Granger kicks to Bosch. And he drops it in from the low post. Bosch has got 19 points. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of them.
A great matchup. I mean, these two teams really match up well talent-wise. I'm enjoying this.
And Chalmers really not the quickest point guard in the league, but he has active hands defensively and pretty good feet. Those takeaways help get the Heat out in the open court, which certainly plays to their strengths.
Here's Wade. The Warriors pull it in. Lee's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the boards.
Thompson for 3. And the rebound goes to Danny Granger.
Not the best shot, long range and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Warriors lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Miami trailing on the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. Rush out there with Livingston, and it's Spates in at the 5 spot. Golden State's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. Barnes can't get it to go.
Defensively, they did a great job of staying tight on him.
Down low, here's Dang, and he bangs it home with one hand. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
Well, 7 lead changes, Kevin and Steve, in this one, and we could very well be seeing more.
Yeah, I believe it, because these two teams so well matched up. You look at the talent. I think we're in for a very competitive night.
Here's Cole. Anderson passes to Cole. Here's Napier. His 3-pointers off the mark. Golden State's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Green. Livingston kicks to Rush. Tries again. They kick it out to Green. He feeds it to Livingston. Golden State moving it around. Now here's Green. Nobody near Barnes. And that one goes long.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
And Cole kicks to Dang. Passes it to Napier. Shot clock at 6. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Misses from short range. There's a screen. Here's Cole. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Norris Cole played his college ball at Cleveland State, but was a state champion at Dayton Dunbar High School. He's a quick scoring guard who the Heat bring in off the bench, not only to push the tempo offensively, but to provide some real havoc defensively.
And that one falls for Cole. And Norris Cole, Steve, more a scoring guard than a playmaker.
Yeah, he picks his spots, Kevin. You know, still searching for that efficiency offensively that would put him over the top, but really found a niche for himself alongside Wade in Miami.
And both free throws good for Cole.
Well, you know, the Warriors have been a tough team at home for a while now, but it's in the last few years where they've proven that they can get it done on the road as well.
Spates sets a screen. It's tipped. Barnes dishes to Spates. Livingston passes to Barnes. There's Green with the three. Good. Green's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
Well, the Warriors did more than hold their own on the road. I mean, they slowly have become one of the best road teams in the league. 24 wins away from Oracle last year.
Outside Dan. He kicks it to Cole. And he uses the glass on the way up. And the Heat lead by 2.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And back in the topic of the Warriors, those 24 wins, Clark, were actually the third most in the entire NBA.
That really is something. Only the Spurs and Thunder won more road games than the Warriors did. And when you get hot like this team can, you can win in any building, and they proved that.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Brandon Rush. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Warriors coach as he addressed his team. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now. Be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
The three. Good. Nice play there from Napier. Napier's got the lead up to 3 now for the Heat.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games, Steve.
Livingston kicks to Barnes. Green with a screen on Deng. Barnes dishes to Livingston. Bogut the pass to Livingston. Kicks it to Barnes. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Harrison Barnes, the 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. He's got prototypical size and athleticism for that small forward position. Still developing his overall game, but he's got enormous potential.
And Barnes, the top overall recruit in the nation, coming out of high school in 2010.
Yeah, and really high expectations for him from a relatively young age. There's been some disappointment in his development, but with his work ethic, I think it's short-lived.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, when Harrison Barnes first stepped onto the scene, it was in the middle of the Warriors' 2013 playoff run. But he didn't exactly build upon that streak as people were hoping for last year. The playing time just wasn't there.
Outside Dan. He dishes it to Cole. They set the pick. Pass to Napier. Thompson with the block. To take the lead. So they take the lead. Thompson's got 11 in the second half.
And I remember that run for Barnes. He would play as a stretch 4 and looked unguardable at times in their series against the Nuggets and then the Spurs. Definitely was hoping for more of that this past season. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Bogut kicks to Livingston. Outside, Green. Barnes screen on Anderson. Livingston passes to Thompson. And it's Thompson again missing. You know, for Barnes, it was an awkward place for him to be in. They brought in Iguodala, and he was moved to the bench. A lot of people thought that that'd be a boon for him, so he would be more focused on the offensive side of things. With that second unit in particular, it could really thrive.
Yeah, and the change in role and adjusting to being the first option with the second unit, I think was overwhelming for him. And, you know, I think you have to remember Barnes is still a very young player, a lot of room for growth, very talented, very skilled, and he's going to get a lot better.
Count the bucket.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
And Cole kicks to Napier. From the arc. Here's Anderson. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Thompson in the corner. Lets the three fly. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Thompson's got 14 points now in the second half.
He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Napier kicks to Cole. Anderson dishes to Cole. And it's blocked. Here is Livingston. The feed to Bogut. Here's Thompson. Tries again. And the shot is good. And now an 8-point Warrior lead.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula, and it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Anderson kicks to Cole. Frames the three-pointer.
What a terrific job to get the release perfect that time. I thought it might get blocked or deflected, but nice stroke.
Even with giving up a lot of size in that matchup, still able to get off a nice long-range shot there.
Screen by Bogut. Here's Livingston. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Warriors lead by 7.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
And Cole kicks to Napier. And it's Dang in the corner. And again, Miami with a triple.
He's showing no signs of letting up here.
Warriors leading by 4. Here is Livingston. Barnes up top. Bogut sets a screen for Barnes. Thompson from long range. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Looks like he's just trying to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but I don't know about that shot attempt.
Napier kicks to Cole. And the pass to McRoberts. Here's Cole. That one goes. Comes. Now just a 2-point Warrior lead.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Livingston passes to Barnes. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide-open look.
And Cole kicks to Napier. Dishes to Cole. Dang, a screen on Barnes. Here's McRoberts, and another basket for Miami.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Livingston kicks to Green. Thompson sets the pick for Green. Right side, Green. Out to the right wing. And here's Barnes for 3. Can't get it to go. The Heat go the other way with it. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They're knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Livingston dishes to Green. Here is Livingston. Feeds to Barnes. Bogut with a screen on Deng. Here's Thompson. Up and in on the layup. Thompson's got 16 points here in the second half.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, I think he believes that if he takes some time here to kind of talk things over, it'll be well served for this club.
And, you know, maybe this gives him an opportunity to toy around with some of their game plan while he has their attention during this break in the action.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Wade comes in for Napier. And it's Chalmers in for Cole. The Warriors leading. Thompson outside. The dish to Curry. Pass to Lee. Iguodala outside. Here's Bogut. The rebound by McRoberts. McRoberts has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Mario Chalmers. 2.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And the second of 2 is good. That narrows the gap to 1.
Check out the game from Mario Chalmers. He's got 8 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision, Clark, has been phenomenal. I mean, he could not be passing the ball any better than he is right now.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're ahead by 1. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Outside Curry. He feeds it to Lee. Fades and shoots. And that one's good. Lee's got 24. And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 3. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Wade. Passes to Bosh. Goes up the baseline. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Curry passes to Lee. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Iguodala right side. It's Thompson off the drive. 5 on the clock. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Outside Dang. 50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. There's the pick. Wade with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. No good from Wade. Guys, this possession could decide their fate.
So that means they've got to be very careful with the basketball right now.
Lee sets a screen for Curry. Back to Iguodala. Thompson inside the line. Yes!
Well, that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a given.
Timeout called the Heat. They trail by 5. We got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's the pick. And it's Wade penetrating.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Deflects the pass. Bosh kicks to Dang. From deep. Jacks up a three. It's off. So we see the Warriors get the win here. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
You know, I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job of finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, David Lee.